How are you? I hope everything will be going well with the grace of God, and you will be taking full advantage of the video lectures. Today's lecture is the continuity of the previous video in which we have done translation of unit number 6, television versus newspaper. And now we'll solve the exercises of the unit. So be very keen to brush upon the lesson. Let's start with the glossary of unit number 6 at page number 70. Have you opened your books? Should I take a start? Our first word is broadcast. It means to transmit a program on television or radio. Coverage means the action of covering something for the press. Distinct, marked. Entertainment, performances that people enjoy. Leisure means the state of having time at one's own disposal. Luxury means delight. Omit, leave somebody or something out. Proficient, very skillful at something. And the last word is skip. Not do something, but to do the next thing instead. Next question is from vocabulary on the same page, and the question is give the meaning of each word as used in the lesson. The first word is primarily. It means basically, distinct, clear, aspects, dimensioned, leisure, free time, auditory, of sound or sonic, coverage, reporting of events, luxury, facility. Have you done? Good. Hoping so, you are noting down the answers of the questions and committing them to memory. Students, come to the very next question now. Form a noun with each of the following words. The first given word is relevant, and the noun formed from this word is relevance. Interested, interest, require, requirement, convenient, convenience, effective, effectiveness. Have you done with it? Should we move further? Okay. Here comes the reading comprehension. Choose the correct option. In paragraph 1, the topic sentence is supported through facts, examples, or definitions. Do you know the answer? Yes, it is option A, facts. In paragraph 1, the topic sentence is supported through facts. Paragraph 2 shows that watching news on television is not as convenient, trouble-free, more convenient than reading newspapers. And the word in the asked blank will be not as convenient. And the sentence will be completed as paragraph 2 shows that watching news on television is not as convenient. The key idea of paragraph 4 is reading newspaper is more convenient than watching television. Watching television and reading newspaper are equally convenient. Television viewing is more convenient than reading newspaper. And answer is option C. Television viewing is more convenient than reading newspaper. Paragraph 5 gives arguments in favor of television, gives arguments in favor of newspapers, shows both mediums are equally advantageous. And the right option is option B. Gives arguments in favor of newspapers. Television news is like having a fast food meal, whereas reading newspapers is like having a 10-course dinner. This sentence is an example of metaphor, simile, or personifications. Students, as you know that presence of the word as or like in a sentence shows the comparison between two things, and this is called simile. So the usage of word like shows comparison, and it signifies that the correct option is option B, simile. Clear? Paragraph 6 concludes that we should use both mediums of information. Television news should be given preference. Reading newspapers is more important. And the correct option is we should use both mediums of information. Clear? Here comes question answers. Answer the following questions. And we have the first question. How is a newspaper more convenient medium of news? A newspaper is more convenient medium of news as it does not require its readers to be at a certain place or time to read the news. A newspaper reader can omit uninterested aspect of news. Second question is, how does a viewer get restricted while watching TV news? A viewer gets restricted as television requires him to be at a certain place at a certain time in order to watch and listen to the news. Third question is, in what way viewing news on TV is easier than reading a newspaper? Viewing news on TV is easier than reading a newspaper as it does not require its reader to be proficient in the broadcast language because everything is visual and auditory. Next question is, how do newspapers give us more in-depth coverage? Newspapers give us more in-depth coverage. Editorials and columns gives us expert views and analysis that we can digest slowly as we read them. Why do some people read more than one newspapers? Some people read more than one newspapers to get different viewpoints of a story and to check for its validity. How can readers give feedback to the newspaper's articles? Readers can give feedback to the newspaper's articles by writing to the forum pages. Here comes questions in the boxes. The first question is, what is one good thing about newspapers? One good thing about newspapers is that busy people may read the newspapers anytime. They need not to sit at a place and read the news at specific time. Question number 2. How does television make us lazy? Television makes us lazy as much effort is not required to view the news on television, and they can be watched at any time of the day and night. Furthermore, a viewer of television needs not to be more proficient in language to understand it. Question number 3. Have you ever given your views on any article? And the answer is yes. I keep on giving my views through live calls in programs related to youth. In this way, I play my role to bring reforms for betterment of youth. And the last question is, which simile has the author used and why? Author has used the simile of a fast food for television news and 10-course dinner for newspapers. Simile of fast food for television reflects its glamorous outlook and fast coverage, whereas 10-course dinner reflects detailed and in-depth coverage of newspapers. Okay students, having done with this question, let's continue ahead for the question from grammar on page number 73. A part. Put appropriate modal verbs into the gaps. Let's firstly sort out what are modal verbs. Students, modal verbs are very important part of the English language. They are used before ordinary verbs and are used to express meanings such as permission, possibility, certainty, and necessity. The most common modal verbs are can, could, may, might, must, have to, need to, should, ought to, etc. Now, let's see the question and solve the exercise of the modal verbs. The first sentence is, we dash to borrow umbrellas so we didn't get wet. We ought to. I was so far from the stage that I could not see very well. He sees very badly. He must wear glasses all the time. You must not drive fast. There is a speed limit here. We should not drive fast. We have plenty of time. Clear? See the next question. Active and passive voice. Put in the correct form of the verb to complete the following sentences in passive voice. Students, in this question, in brackets we are given the form of tense to be converted, which are present indefinite and present continuous. I hope you will be knowing their sentence structure, but we'll have quick recapitulation here. First, see present indefinite passive structure. Object is MR. Is MR will be used according to the object. Third form of verb by and then subject. For example, cricket is played by them. Present continuous tense, passive, object is MR with being plus third form of verb plus by and subject. Cricket is being played by them. I hope you can solve the exercise easily now. A letter by Ahsan. We have the verb to write and we have to change it according to present continuous tense. A letter is being written by Ahsan. The second sentence is the words by the teacher today. We have the verb to explain and we have to change it according to present indefinite tense. The words are explained by the teacher today. This road because of snow. Already to close and the tense is present indefinite tense. This road is already closed because of snow. Fourth sentence is the dishes dash by my mother. Not to wash and present continuous tense. The dishes are not being washed by my mother. And the last sentence is I not called and present indefinite. I am not called by the principal. Students, now we'll make out our next question on page number 74 under the heading the first conditional. Let's see what is the first conditional. Students, first conditional or first, if sentence is used to talk about actions or events in the future which are likely to happen or have a real possibility of happening. For example, if they are busy people, they will miss the news. So we can see the structure if, present tense and future tense. Clear? Now, I hope you can solve the exercise with convenience. If you get back late, I dash be angry. We have to use simple present and future tense. If you get back late, I will be angry. If we wait here, we will be late. If we go on holiday this summer, we will go to Ziyarat. If the weather does not improve, we have used does because of present indefinite tense. If the weather does not improve, we will not have a picnic. They will go to the party if they are invited. As if is used in the center of the sentence, that's why we will use present indefinite tense in the blank followed by if. Clear? So first part of the sentence here goes for future indefinite and the other part of the sentence goes for present indefinite tense. Have you done? Good. This was the last question in line. I hope you would have apprehended properly. Now You have to learn full exercise and all question answers properly. Question in the boxes and comprehensions both. Take care and Allah Hafiz.